Hello, my name is Ellie, and I think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Healing the collective pain body, just bringing awareness to the collective pain body, to the collective pain body of men and to women, and how intricately involved and intertwined these pain bodies are. We can begin to end this war between men and women, which is an endless losing battle. A disclaimer, I am going to be talking about very difficult things, trauma, deep trauma that we all have and are holding inside of our body. This may trigger you to make you feel afraid or uncomfortable. Everyone has a pain body. We all individually have a pain body, and we collectively have a pain body. Collectively together as earthlings. Also, women have a collective pain body, men have a collective pain body, and even geological locations have a pain body based on the suffering that has happened there. Our pain body is emotional pain, trauma that we have stored in our body. And we store this pain, this energy, not only from this lifetime, but from other lifetimes as well. You have the energetic pain body, if you are a woman, from every woman who has ever lived. If you are a man, you have stored in your DNA, in your body, all of the collective pain from all men who have ever lived. I'm going to talk about the woman's pain body, and then we'll talk about the men's pain body. We will draw the interconnection between the two. This is not a complete list. I wouldn't have time to make a complete list of the collective wounds between men and women. So I'm going to give 3 for men and 3 for women. Women, the first collective pain that we share is through the demonization of the feminine, through the introduction of religion. We were devalued. Everything that was feminine was suppressed, had violence towards it. This was extremely painful and traumatic for women, and we all share in this collective wounding that we have stored in our body. The next thing was through the Holy Inquisition, through the witch trials, where millions of women were murdered, burned to death, stoned to death, drowned for things like simply walking through the forest alone, picking herbs, or having a connection to animals. The third collective wound that women have that I'm going to speak about is men using our bodies with complete disregard for our life, for the woman's life. And this is a deep traumatic wound that all women have, this energy stored in your body. Most women today, if you had 10 women in a room and you ask them how many of them have experienced sexual assault, sexual trauma, most of the time all of the women will raise their hands. This is a deep wound that we share as women collectively. So we're going to go on to men and their 3 wounds, which all deeply intertwine with the women's wounds. The first is through the demonization of feminine, anything feminine. Men had to separate all of themselves, any parts of themselves that were feminine. This means they had a complete disconnect from self. This disconnect from self, women were also experiencing, and this is extremely painful. It is also painful for the men who would see the woman in their life, the feminine in their woman in their life, so degraded and so violated against. This also caused a great trauma in men. The second wounding was also like the second woman's wounding from the Holy Inquisition, from the witch trials. You have to understand that we all suffer together. We rise together and we fall together. So during those witch trials, you can imagine a little boy watching his mother be burned to death or stoned to death. Husbands were watching their daughters and wives, friends and sisters being murdered publicly in front of them. This caused a deep powerlessness, a deep trauma. So we share in most of our traumas. We are deeply connected. We are not separated. There is a great illusion of separateness between people, and this is it is illusion that we are actually separate and that we are not affecting each other. The third wound for men is the warrior wound, where men had to fight for their lives, whether in war or through sport, for entertainment. So this is a deep wound that men have, and this also affected women, where women needed men to survive. So if your man had to go to war or was condemned to fight in one of these sports, you also were condemned to death, as well as your children, most likely, because you needed a man to survive. All of our wounds are so deeply intertwined. We can actually not hurt another person without hurting a part of ourselves. And we all store these deep pain bodies within us. That is why when you hear of something, or you maybe see something portrayed in a film, you can feel, if you really tune into your body, you can feel this subtle pain, this trauma. That is because it lives inside of your body. So the main thing that we could know to help us is that why all of these woundings were happening, we have been pinned against each other. But what it really is, the root of it, it's not that we as women need to be fighting against men, or men need to be fighting against women. What was happening was a deep unconsciousness on the planet. So we were all wounded, all terribly wounded, and we have all suffered greatly. But while we do not have awareness of this, that we are all so deeply connected, while we have this illusion of separation, even between people that have passed and no longer live on this planet, we just believe that we're all separate. Nothing I do is affecting you, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. So if we can adopt this awareness, this knowing that there was a deep unconsciousness on the planet, and because of forces, we were pinned against each other. But it was the unconsciousness that was reigning, that was at the root of this suffering. And we have a choice as individuals. We can participate in either continuing the war against men and women, which never ends and has no winners, or we can decide to accept this awareness of what was happening, that we've all been deeply traumatized, that we are all connected, all affecting each other, and choose to move forward in love, where we can all win. We are all playing a role in this decision, and the war between men and women continues. So you are a vital part in contributing to moving forward in love, men and women coming together as allies, partners. This is my wish for us. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will love to connect with you soon. Thank you.